Well, hello, everybody. This is John Paval with Access Arts Live. I'm back again for the second time today to give you a brief roundup of the exciting now music compositions and performances being live streamed for you this week from today, Tuesday, April 7th, until Saturday, April 11th, 2026. Being live streamed by Roulette Intermedium Theater in New York City and by Composers Concordance, which is also in New York City. We have a series of 4 different live streams to tell you about, and I think they're all, if you love now music, this is a great week for now music, and the kind of now music which blurs the boundaries between jazz and classical music and electronic music, and which, irrespective of those kind of boundaries, create something. I don't even call it new, I call it something now. So let me tell you about each of these 4 different live streams going on this week, give you the news about them, and you decide for yourself whether you want to tune into them. All of them will be free of charge. So you can enjoy all of them without spending a nickel. And people attending them, well, Composers Concordance, it's always free, but people are paying $30, $40, $50 a head to get into Roulette Intermedium Theater to see some of these performances. So let's start out with the first of these. And today's live stream. And let me get rid of my old notes and look at my new notes. Tuesday, April 7th, you can enjoy a double bill of contemporary improvisation with Caroline Davis on saxophone and electronics and pianist Matt Mitchell improvising on the keyboards. Live streamed by Roulette Intermedium. That'll be at 8 o'clock in the evening in New York City, 5 o'clock in Los Angeles, 2 o'clock in the morning here in Europe for you late night people, and noon on Wednesday morning down under in Australia on the East Coast. On the West Coast of Australia, it'd be a little earlier. This is Matt Mitchell will be opening the evening, and I don't even have his picture up for you yet, so let me get his picture up here too. He's the opening act. There he is. There's Matt Mitchell. And Matt Mitchell is simply known for just improvising the piano. So he has released a number of albums on Obliquity Records, which have received critical acclaim. And he will be playing a completely improvised, spontaneous performance on the piano for you. He's put out, other than on Obliquity Records, which he runs together with Kate Gentile, who's another composer, performing artist. He's done recordings for Pi Recordings, Screw Gun Records, Out of Your Head Records, and he works with a number of ensembles. With other improvisers on the New York scene and elsewhere. And he has played with people like Dave Douglas, Steve Coleman, Dave Binney, John Hollenbeck, Mario Pavoni, Rudresh Manhantapa, Linda May Han O, etc., etc., etc. He's also taught at NYU and at the School for Improvisational Music and the New School. Then Caroline Davis will come on, and she works with saxophone and electronics. And she's going to be doing what they refer to as an interactive performance. There's a series of selections that she will be playing, but she'll decide which of them and how to play them given the atmosphere of the room and the people present. I can tell you, as a young actor, I took part in performances which were of that kind, and they can be very challenging. But anyway, she'll be using interactive technology. She'll be using, besides the saxophone, patches developed for the organelle by herself and by a group of others. Techno Bear, Sri Swifty, Critter and Guitari, Tony J. Morton, Nobuyasu Sakunda, Soksa, Varicella, Nikki System, Same Similar, and Krisk. And she'll also be using a Boss Loop station with mixer capabilities. The songs that she's going to be selecting from are Love as a Practice of Freedom, Radical Openness, Maintenance of Commitment, Except When, Belief in One's Capacity to Transform, What It Means to Listen, and Eliminating Elimination. So she's a 2025 Guggenheim Fellow in Composition. Also, she received the Downbeat Critics Alto Saxophone Rising Star Award, had fellowships from NYFA, the Jerome Foundation, Chamber Music America, and the Foundation for Contemporary Arts, has done residencies at MacDowell, the Jazz Gallery, Civitella, and the Rockefeller Estate. Wow, she's got 8 albums out, and she teaches courses on gender in jazz at the New School, and also has a private studio at the Manhattan School of Music. Wow. So this is a power duo to start your week, Tuesday, with Roulette Intermedium. We then move on to Wednesday night, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night. Which will involve a pianist and a quartet working together. Vicky Chow and the Mivos Quartet. Wednesday, April 8th, pianist Vicky Chow teams up with the Mivos Quartet to celebrate the 100th anniversary of composer Morton Feldman by playing his monumental 90-minute-long work, Piano and String Quartet, live streamed free of charge, as ever, by Roulette Intermedium Theater. That's at the usual 8 o'clock in the evening in New York, 5 o'clock in LA, 2 o'clock at night in Europe, and noon the next day down under in Australia. Morton Feldman was commissioned to write this piano and string quartet in 1985 in Los Angeles by Aki Takahashi and the Kronos Quartet. And it's become sort of a foundational piece in late 20th century experimental music. So it'll be Vicky Chow, and the members of the Mivos Quartet are Olivia De Prato and William Overcash on the violins, Victor Lowry on the viola, and Nathan Watts on the cello. Vicky is a Hong Kong Canadian-American pianist whom the New York Times has described as brilliant, and whom Pitchfork described as one of our era's most brilliant pianists. She joined Bang on a Can All-Stars in 2009, and that led to working with people like Tanya Leon, Meredith Monk, Philip Glass, Terry Riley, John Zorn, the Arnie Zane Dance Company, the BBC Orchestra. She's worked with the LA Phil, the International Contemporary Ensemble, etc., to name a few, as her bio says. And she's performed at top places: Carnegie Hall, the Music Gebouw in Amsterdam, Hong Kong Arts Center, the Barbican, Royal Albert Hall, etc., Teatro Colón in Buenos Aires, all these places that very often we're talking to you about, they're doing live streaming. She's got over 25 solo and chamber albums out. The Mivos Quartet, they've been around since 2008, so almost 20 years now, and they're one of these quartets devoted to commissioning new works and premiering new works for string quartet. This phenomenon, as far as I understand it, I've come across it, it started in the 80s, it took off in the 90s, and has continued ever since with these quartets, which are not only there to play music that's out there, but to promote new compositions so they can play what I call now music. Anyway, that's what you have in store for you in terms of exactly, well, that's what, it's 90 minutes. It's Morton Feldman's piano and string quartet and not anything else. So if you're curious, check it out. Or if you love Morton Feldman's work, I don't know how many chances you get to see it performed live. This is one. Okay. Then we move on to Friday. Oh, this is my second live stream today, folks. So I'm at a stage where, wow, I'm starting to. It's a lot of material to go through and sort out for you. I am happy to do it, but there's like the diminishing returns kind of effect that happens. My ability to be as well. I see that Nada Alexic and Lynn Eugenie 111 have both joined us on Instagram. I just discovered that we have people following us on Instagram. I live stream on Restream, which has us live streaming on 6 different platforms at the same time. And I'm supposed to be able to see in the chat box here on Restream anybody who's online, but I don't see you. But I'm happy. I have now learned that we get people watching us on Instagram as well. And so I want to say hello to you and thank you for tuning in. Let me tell you a little bit about this third of this week's live streams coming from Roulette Intermedium. Thursday, April 9th, Roulette Intermedium live streams Dreamcrusher and Friends performing Suite number 3, which is the 3rd installment of their ongoing Suite record series. Dreamcrusher is, as he describes himself, a non-binary queer New York City-based musician artist who's been at this for a couple of decades now, since 2003, one of these performers and composers who shifts between genres, while sometimes using distortion to the point of transformation in order to create what they want to express. Suite number 3 was developed as part of a Roulette residency this year in 2026 by Dreamcrusher, and it was financed by the Jerome Foundation. So, so this is a Roulette Intermedium special. It's their baby. If that inspires you to tune in and enjoy it. And then we have one more live stream this week to tell you about in terms of contemporary, or what I like to call now music. And it's someone whom I have known and met and whom we have had live stream interviews with. And I'll tell you a little bit about that as we go along. Fresh off the great success of her camp Contemporary Music Festival, Eunmi is featured in the Composer's Concordance live stream on Saturday, April 11th, playing now music compositions for solo piano, live from the Ellington Room at Manhattan Plaza in New York City, free of charge on the Composer's Concordance Facebook live stream page. That'll be at 7 o'clock in the evening, New York City time, 4 o'clock in LA, 1 o'clock in the morning here in Europe. Lovely time to enjoy some solo piano in places like Paris or Berlin or Stockholm, which is where I am for the next couple of months. And 11 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning down under in Australia. She'll be playing new or now compositions, as I like to call them, by Tyler Faulkner, Tyler Klein, Lucas Ligeti, Eugene W. McBride, Daniel Pesca, Gene Pitzker, who heads up Composers Concordance, Jared Redmond, and Robert Voisi, who is, in addition to being composer, runs the Vox Novus live stream series on YouTube. And he was co-conspirator with Eunmi when they did the camp 2-day music festival just a few weeks ago. And if you check out our YouTube page and you go to the interview section, you can find several interviews that I held with Robert Voici and Eunmi where they were talking about the different performances going on at that festival. It's a 7-concert festival over a Friday and a Saturday. And I had the opportunity to hear Eunmi play some lovely, very lyrical pieces during that, which surprised me because so much of now music is electronified or things like that, or focused on discordance or dissonance. And I don't see any reason why being completely contemporary cannot be lovely and lyrical just as much as anything else. Anyway, she has already appeared in places like the Carnegie Hall, the Kennedy Center. She's been an artist in residence for Intact in Thailand, at the Iceberg New Music Institute, at Present Music at Coma, in the Madrid International New Music Festival, and at the San Francisco International Piano Festival. She's a product of the Eastman School of Music, where she got her master's and doctorate, originally from South Korea. She has commissioned, she traditionally commissions new music by contemporary composers. And in 2021, to sort of structure all of this, she created the Contemporary Art Music Project, CAMP, and they now do an annual 2-day festival, as I said, like 7 concerts. And they programmed over 100 works by contemporary composers, including 20 world premieres. So it's exciting work that she's doing. She's now down in the Tampa Bay area teaching she teaches at the University of South Florida. And she's also got CD releases on Nelma Records, Innova Recordings, Ravello Records, and Centaur Records, if you want to look up more of her music. And it was very interesting. And I encourage you to check out our YouTube page and the live stream interviews that I did with her and Robert Voici about that 7-concert 2-day festival of now music that they did just a few weeks ago. Okay, folks, this is what we have for you in terms of now music this week. I had to do it as a separate live stream because we had so much other chamber music that I couldn't fit them all in together. I hope that one, more, some, or any of these uplifts you, inspires you, or just shows you a heck of a good time. And I want to remind you, if you like this kind of groundbreaking now music, we keep track of it all, and we make sure that you know when it's being performed live. And why would you not want to hear this music, which has been created in the moment? Why would you not want to experience it in the moment when the artist is creating it, rather than, look at a recording of it later on? It's not the same experience at all. So if you love this kind of performing arts as we do yourself a favor, follow and or subscribe to Access Arts Live on Facebook, YouTube, or Instagram. We're also on X, TikTok, Threads, and LinkedIn, for those of you who prefer to hang out there. We want to be wherever you are, so wherever you are on any given day, all you have to do is wander over to our page and find out, hey, what's live streaming today? Like as is happening tonight with Roulette Intermedium already, and other live streams, which we told you about a little earlier today in the chamber music live stream that I just did. So I will say ciao for now. I should be back tomorrow. If we have enough big stage productions, meaning operatic and ballet and orchestral works this week, then I will be back to tell you all about those tomorrow. If not, then I will see you towards the weekend when I do a weekend highlights. Ciao for now. Thanks for tuning in.